act right, or properly. That's what they did. So, anyways, I was hypnotized to think that if I didn't do drugs, drink, and party, that my sex life would be a comedy, and that if I didn't drink and do drugs for fun or used alcohol or drugs to self medicate my medical conditions, then my sex life would be a comedy because nobody wants to see a movie about someone taking medicine for medical conditions. I was also hypnotized to think that I had to drink at least one beer every day in public or G Easy would break my legs. When I was in jail, they wouldn't give me my meds because they don't prescribe any controlled substances in jail, and I was hypnotized to think that if I didn't stop hyperventilating, start smiling, and hold my hands in a ball in front of the jail cell door, that my legs were going to be broken without knowing what it meant or why, but I did it anyways out of the fear. This was used to treat my hyperventilation syndrome and PTSD as well as prevent me from breaking my legs to get my medications while I was in jail because if I broke my legs just to go to the hospital so that they could give me my medications I needed, it would have been inevitable for me to have a medical malpractice lawsuit against the jail and I would be breaking the jail by breaking my legs. The hypnosis is making it really difficult for me to talk because the jail could that's where the strain is coming from because the jail could even get shut down from the lawsuit if the news got out that they are denying necessary medical care to inmates in the jail and they didn't want that the hypnosis. Then they didn't want that to happen, so they used that as the hypnosis is making it difficult for me to read faster. And that as therapy to treat my PTSD so that I couldn't get medical malpractice from it and shut down the jail. I also remember Christine Price told me that the doctors hoped that I would break my legs and become crippled like my dog did when I experienced catalepsy from sleep deprivation after being taken off my sleeping medication, and I was falling on her. Um, so, like literally from the medical malpractice lawsuit that I have, my dog became injured too. Um, and, so, they also threatened that the doctors hoped that I would break my legs and become crippled like my dog did. Um, and I was hypnotized to hold my hands in a ball for 3 hours straight one day and didn't know why, but did it anyways. I was hypnotized to think the ball represented a benzo, which is another a short a slang term or a shortened term for benzodiazepine, or it's a type of tranquilizer medication. So like Klonopin or Valium are some examples. Um, Xanax and Ativan may be more commonly known examples as well. And that I had to hold it for 3 hours straight because of how I used to hyperventilate for 3 hours at a time as an example of how much I actually needed my medications. Um, because I would have broken the Guinness Book of World Records for how long I hyperventilated if the news ever got out, right? Um, anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish because not only did I explain the evidence that the YouTube link that I'm going to be posting of the ABC News story. How do you ensure video surveillance is HIPAA compliant? I was hypnotized. Sorry about that. I was hypnotized in Jordan Valley Medical Center's emergency room, um, on two different times on two different dates, by a social worker that worked there, and a nurse was there to supervise as well, and I was threatened and everything along those lines. They had me smell an essential oil, and they also had me draw on her clipboard, um, and even write on her clipboard too, because they taught me to alter and change my handwriting, and they taught me to draw over the mistakes in my handwriting while I was in jail because the jails didn't give pencils that had erasers. They gave golf pencils that had no eraser. So, wasn't able to erase mistakes in jail, and they inhibited my ability to write. So that was a method of covering up my inhibited ability to write because it was a distraction. And then I'm going to go ahead and explain this because this was on camera, right? So the security tapes have to still be there legally. Because according to HIPAA privacy laws, when you use security cameras in a healthcare environment, the video footage that you record qualifies as PHI. As PHI video surveillance footage must be protected according to HIPAA regulations. The hypnosis is inhibiting my ability to speak. So there's hospitals, right? And then there is Utah. And then these are the laws, right? So Adult patients, 7 years. So there you go. There's that. Utah, adult patients, 7 years. Hospitals. So that's not medical doctors. That's not applicable in Utah. But for adult patients in the state of Utah, it is 7 years. As you can clearly see. So, Rhombus Systems, by the way, this is a surveillance, security camera surveillance company. They provide security cameras to businesses like hospitals. So, anyways, there's all of that information for you. And if my mother happened to watch the video, I'm very grateful, especially for watching it through until the very end. I am traumatized by the situation in general, and I really hope that the video was not too long. Anyways, I love you, Mom. Please help me. My life is in danger because of the situation, and you could literally save my life. I need to reverse the hypnosis. I also need to press charges against Logan Courthouse for even framing me in the first place. I can prove all of this, but we need to get the restraining order removed between, me, removed between me and my mother before I'd be able to explain the situation to her, so then I could get the charges dropped, because and also press charges, because there's a lot of evidence, but most people aren't willing to take the time to listen because they don't care. But my mother actually loves me, so that's the situation there. And I'm not going to tolerate being gaslighted anymore, because if I could tell my mother the situation, then like Bear River Mental Health is getting sued, Logan Courthouse is getting sued, and the state of Utah is getting sued. And if those security tapes aren't there where it's hypnotized on camera, then Jordan Valley Medical Center is getting sued as well. Anyways, so that's the video. Again, I presented quite a bit of evidence because, evidence that I'm not making it up either, because it was in the messages where I was talking about, not just even the hypnosis, but even like making a movie as well, or references to it, and medical care and everything along those lines. So because of that, those messages were before the date of the allegations, indicating that I'm not lying. So I cannot be called a liar about the subject. And if hypnosis is actually real and is capable of doing what you see in stage hypnosis, if it's capable of doing what I'm talking about in stage hypnosis, it's capable of doing what I'm talking about. So if hypnosis is real and stage hypnosis is real, then I'm not lying. I have evidence of it. And, there's that video of that woman being sexually abused on camera, and in the ABC News story, where the man was arrested on camera right after hypnotizing her. So it's real. I don't even necessarily need to see that as evidence of it, but you might if you're watching this video, and I don't know who that may be. But anyways, regardless, I've been gaslighted a lot, and it's kind of an antagonizing situation, but also mostly the hypnosis is kind of really being used to abuse me a lot. So I'm going to end the video right now, and I want to thank you for watching the video. Have a wonderful night. Okay, that was the video.